Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. This story is a short one, but it just goes to show the lengths through which some crazy people are willing to go in order to get what they want. At the start of this update, OP says that he's from a Southeast Asian country, which we later found out is India. So with that in mind, if you do like the story, please give it a thumbs up. Now onto the story. I got into an accident after my college and will never be able to have kids. None of my family members know of this. They know about the accident, but not about this. I've always wanted to be child-free, so it didn't affect me much mentally. I finished my master's degree last year and never dated before. I got a very high-paying job directly through campus placements. My parents immediately wanted me to get married after getting a job, but I wanted to work on myself and explore a bit. They said no, and I said that it was my wish. I've done exactly what they wanted for my whole life, and when I spoke out against them for the first time, they were not happy. This was last year, and they gave up after COVID started. So I picked up some dating apps and went back through them, but no luck. Then, my parents introduced me to a family friend's daughter, and we kinda clicked. Looking back, I was a fool. She said yes to anything I said and never complained about anything. I felt kind of weird about it. I wanted her to express her interests, but she always said that she was interested in whatever I did. Well, I didn't think much about it at the time. I said that I won't have kids ever, and surprisingly, she said okay. I was like, damn, she's probably the one, as it's very hard to find a partner who doesn't want to have kids in my country. Or so I thought. But we were in the initial stages of our relationship at the times, and I hadn't told her about my accident. Long story short, we slept together about a month ago. I used protection because, safety first. The following day, she started ghosting me a bit. I thought it was due to my performance in bed and wanted to give her some space. Then she texted me every now and then and only replied okay or Ks or one-line answers whenever she did reply. I thought maybe she wanted to end the relationship and was sad at first, but left it at that. Yesterday, her whole family came to my house and she claims that she's pregnant and that I'm the father. Needless to say, I freaked the F out and I wanted to collapse right there and then on the ground. I didn't say anything when they were talking about marriage and other stuff that needed to happen because I got her pregnant. Please help me on what steps I can take now, Reddit. Someone commented, 1. Get tested to see if you're sterile. If she's pregnant, get the baby tested. Make plans accordingly if you are the father or if you're not. And on a final note, you may need to step away from your family for your own health. Another Redditor posted, go to a doctor, get tested for sterility, and give the results to her and your family. Someone replied to that, if he's not sterile, he still needs a paternity test. To which someone replied, well, even if he is sterile, he needs one. Just because someone sees medical evidence that proves that you're not capable of fathering children, it won't stop people from saying that you're the daddy in some cases. He should be ready to prove that not only do his boys sink instead of swimming, but that it's someone else's swimmers. It's possible that with even very low sperm counts that quote-unquote nature finds a way, but it is unlikely. It's not to say that it doesn't happen ever, but it's rare, and that it's likely not OP's kid if he's still sterile, but a significantly low sperm count and protection, that seems as close as impossible as it gets. OP then replied, thank you for your advices. I will tell them about me being sterile and also about using protection. I just feel like crap because I have to tell my parents about this and they won't like that they won't have grandkids. Someone replied, depending on how much damage you've got down there, You'll want to first absolutely confirm that you're still sterile and that it's not possible. Then you want to cut and run. Let me start off by saying that I'm very grateful for all of the Redditors who took their time to read and give me advice. I was overwhelmed by the amount of comments and how many of you said that it might not even be my kid. Looking at it from a different perspective gave me much more insight on the whole situation. I called my boss and took today off. I called up some clinics to get tested and was given a slot on Friday afternoon. Then I went to the store and brought some pregnancy tests and asked only her to come to my place tomorrow, i.e. this morning. I also called my parents, and before I could say anything, my mom asked me if I had any good news. I was shocked by what she'd said and asked what exactly she was talking about. She then played dumb, and I knew that the situation was way more effed up than I had thought. I got the call and cried all night until 3 a.m. A grown-ass man crying for the first time since 8th grade. She came this morning with her parents, regardless of the fact that I told her to come alone. They were under the impression that I was going to discuss engagement plans with them. I told them to wait outside and called her in, and they threw a fit. I told them that they could go back or let her come in alone. They said okay. I took out the pregnancy test and gave it to her and told her to prove that she was actually pregnant and pointed to the bathroom. She started screaming. She'd never done this before. I was honestly shocked. Then she went out the door and called her parents in. Now everyone is screaming at me in my own home, and all because I asked her to prove the pregnancy. I didn't even ask for a DNA test. I told them all to F off. And 1 hour later, they come back to my home with my parents and subsequently spilled the beans. She was never actually pregnant, as many Redditors had said. My parents were afraid that I was getting old for marriage and wanted me to marry and give them grandkids. They said that in arranged marriages, there was no need for the people to actually get to know the spouses because parents only choose the best for their kids. They planned this all and were only waiting for me to sleep with her to do this. I broke down again and cried again. My whole life, I've done exactly what my parents wanted. I always scored high and never asked for anything. In between my tears, I told them to get out and never talk to me again. And they said that parents know what's best for their kids and that I should do what they say. Then I got extraordinarily angry and I told them to F themselves in my native language, which is very bad. For once I think they knew that I was serious with them, and they all left. I blocked them all before sending my parents a message to never again contact me in my life, even if one of them was dying. I cried some more, went through some dog videos, and went through all my messages on Reddit. I feel like I owe you guys this update, because it was you guys who helped me do this. This is all, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. OP then posted a final update. I wanted to thank you all for taking your time and reaching out and giving advice. The last few days, I feel like a burden has been lifted, especially from my parents who've always expected many things from me. The first day after the confrontation was a shit show. My parents forced relatives to reach out to me asking me to see reason. I declined. They stopped after 2 days after a harsh message from me requesting no contact. I also took appointments for family planning, a vasectomy, which is next month. Some people asked if I would ever tell my family about this, but I will not. It's my body, my business. I will of course tell potential future dates that I am child-free, and I've also had a vasectomy beforehand. Some people asked where I'm from, and I'm from India. So guys, what did you think about the story? I understand that various cultures have various priorities, but collectivistic cultural side, I think that what the parents did here was effed up. Like seriously? Oh my goodness. Anyhow, I do hope that you enjoyed this story. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories from Reddit with updates.